Hello everyone, today let us start with the topic atomic mass. How to calculate the mass of atoms. Already we learned about atoms and molecules. Now today we will see how to find the masses of atoms. Since the size of the atoms are very small, we cannot see them with our naked eyes. They are very small. For that reason, it is not possible to calculate the mass of single element or single atom. So masses of the atoms are calculated on the basis of relative atomic mass. That means we calculate the masses, average masses of the atoms, and in that way masses are calculated. Is it clear? Previously, oxygen was taken as the standard to calculate the masses of elements. Why? Because as we know that it is not possible to calculate the mass of single element, so oxygen was taken as the standard, and reason was that oxygen combines with almost all the elements. Okay, so it was easier to calculate the masses of other elements. And secondly, the masses that were found by taking oxygen as the standard was found in whole numbers. It was not came as fractions. Okay, so it was easier to calculate it. But nowadays carbon is taken as the standard to calculate the masses of all the elements. Okay, the mass of an atom of an element is called is atomic mass, and Dalton's atomic theory proposed the idea of the atomic mass. Okay, and this theory also explained the law of constant proportions. Am I clear to you? So what is one atomic mass unit? One atomic mass unit is defined as the quantity of the mass equal to exactly 1/12 the mass of one atom of carbon 12. Where it is written carbon 12? Because mass of carbon is 12. Okay, have you understood? So in this way various masses of the elements were found. In chapter 4 you have the elements arranged serially. Those masses you need to remember. So these are certain masses of some elements, and U is written because unit is one unified mass, so unit is U. That means unified mass. Am I clear to you? So hydrogen is 1 U, so mass of hydrogen atom is 1 U. Carbon atom is 12 U, nitrogen atom is 14 U, oxygen atom is 16 U. In this way, the masses of first 20 elements you need to remember, and table is given in chapter 4. Please all of you read it. Now next we will read in detail about atoms and molecules. See, atoms are very much reactive and we do not get them in free state. Am I clear to you? But few elements like noble gases, okay, like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, these three names you have to remember, helium, neon and argon. They are chemically unreactive. Why? You will get in chapter 4. Okay, that time I will explain, but now you have to remember that these gases are chemically unreactive and they are found in free state. Free state means they will not react with any other elements, so they exist as atoms like this, helium, neon, argon. But other than this, all other atoms of elements can combine and found as molecules, ions, compounds, etc. Am I clear to you? So let us learn about molecules. Okay, so what is a molecule? A molecule in general a group of two or more atoms. That means if there are more than one atom, okay, it can be two or more than two chemically bonded together, then it forms molecules. Am I clear to you? Okay, but noble gases like helium, neon and argon, as I told you before, that it will remain as atoms. Now some of the elements like hydrogen, oxygen, okay, sulfur, etc., they can combine by themselves. That means hydrogen, here H2 you can see that two hydrogen atoms have combined and formed the molecule. These types of molecules are called molecules of elements. That means same type of elements will combine. But here you see molecules of compound. These are called molecules of compound. Compound means different types of atoms of elements will combine and will form this type of molecules. These are called molecules of compounds. Am I clear? That means different types of elements will be present. Now let us learn about atomicity. What is atomicity? Atomicity is the number of atoms present in one molecule. Am I clear to you? If you consider any molecule, for example sulfur, okay, phosphorus, hydrogen, etc., you will count how many numbers of atoms are present. Those will give the atomicity of that molecule. So you will see that in case of argon and helium, as they are noble gases, they will not react with any other element, so they can remain as atoms. So single atom is present, so they are monoatomic. If there is only single atom present, it is called monoatomic. If two atoms are present in the molecule, it is called diatomic. If it is 3, it is called triatomic. It is not there, but you can remember it is triatomic. If it is 4, tetraatomic. If it is 5, pentaatomic. If it is 8, polyatomic or octaatomic. Okay, so if it is more than 2, you can call them polyatomic. Poly means many. Now let us learn about ions. Ion means charged species. Okay, charged species means where you will get the charge. In the atoms or group of atoms you will get the charges. These charges may be positive or negative. Positively charged ions are called cations and negatively charged ions are called anions. So these are positively charged, so these are cations, and these are negatively charged, these are anions. But if you consider these ions, OH minus, that is hydroxide ion, here two atoms are present having the charge. That means if there are more than one atoms present in the charge species, these types of charge species are called polyatomic ions. Poly means many. Okay, similarly if you consider sulfate ion also, here sulfur and oxygen atoms are present, group of atoms are present, so these are called polyatomic ions. In your book many examples are given like ammonium ion, okay, phosphate ion, those you have to remember. Am I clear? These are the examples of polyatomic ions, also called compound ions. Okay, now we will see how to get the chemical formulas by taking their charges. Am I clear? To get the chemical formula, which is a symbolic representation of any elements or the molecules or compounds, we will see how we get the compounds. Okay, so to get the compound, first of all what you have to do, we have to we have to follow certain rules and regulations. Those let us learn first. So to write the chemical formula, at first we have to write the symbols of the elements which forms the compound. So if you consider hydrogen sulfide, what are the symbols of the formula that constitute hydrogen sulfide? It is hydrogen and sulfur. So those two symbols you have to write. Below the symbol of each element we should write their valency or charge. Till now you don't know about valency. In chapter 4 you will learn about valency, but we know their charges. Okay, so if the charges of hydrogen is 1, charges of sulfur is -2, so those we will write. In place of valency you can write charges and you can write. Okay, and at first the positively charged ion you have to write that symbol. Okay, the atom that contains positive charge we have to write first, then the atom that contains negative charge. Am I clear? Cation at first, then anion, and then we have to cross multiply. Similarly the cation you have to write first, then the anion. Am I clear? And while writing also, you see hydrogen, if we cross multiply, here 2 is coming, so H2 you have to write like this. Okay, sulfur is 1. Since it is 1, we can write as H2S. Am I clear to you? Similarly, if you consider hydrogen chloride, for hydrogen charge is 1, for chlorine charge is -1. So if you cross multiply, you will get as H1Cl1, so you can write as HCl. Okay. Now if you consider aluminium oxide, symbol is Al, and for oxide it is O, but charge is 2 minus, here 3 plus. If you cross multiply, you will get as Al2O3. Okay, and here you see calcium oxide, you will get here +2, here -2, you will get as Ca2O2. Both are same, so you can cancel that and you can write as CaO. Am I clear? Now for polyatomic ions, that means these are the ions that contains several atoms, more than one. Okay, so sodium is having charge +1, and carbonate, if you consider, their charge is -2. Okay, and if you cross multiply, you will get like this. But in case of sulfate and aluminium and sulfate, if you see, you will see that aluminium, if you multiply, it will be multiplied as 2. So this you can write like this, sulfate. Okay, why we are putting bracket here? Because we cannot write 3, we cannot multiply with 4. Because 3 we are multiplying with the full SO4, not only with this 4. Am I clear? So you have to put one bracket and multiply with 3. Am I clear? Because if you multiply only with 4, you are multiplying only with oxygen, not with sulfur. We have to multiply with sulfur also. At the same time, we cannot write as S3O12. Why? Because we cannot change the formula of any cation or anion or any compound. Am I clear? So you have to put a whole bracket like this. Similarly for these also. Okay, ammonium sulfate it is 1, so no bracket, but ammonium NH4 it is 2, so you have to put one bracket and write. Okay.